Hi everyone, today we are going to be making Afang soup. Afang soup is one of my favorite soups and I'm going to be showing you how to make the authentic Afang from the Ibibio Efik tribe in Nigeria. It's a very rich vegetable soup. It's also nutritional. So if you like to see how to make authentic Afang soup, then stay tuned and do well to keep watching. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that red button and subscribe to our beautiful community. Without further ado, let's get straight into cooking. Afang is a really rich soup, and it's best to use really flavorful and rich proteins like goat meat. The flavor you get from goat meat in your afang soup, it is premium. I also have roundabout. This is called roundabout. I don't know if it has any other name, but I love this. It's my favorite offal, and it's going to be going in my afang soup today. Lastly, I have bomo. Now you can use any protein that you want, any one that you have, it goes well, but just ensure that you add goat meat. Take that from me. The first thing to do when making your afang soup is to boil your proteins. In my pot, I'm adding my goat meat and then the roundabout. I'll go ahead to add some onions. I don't know why people say onions do not belong in afang soup. Says who? Do you know the amount of flavor and aroma that onions is going to add to your meal? Please add your onions and forget what anybody says. I'll go ahead to season with some beef seasoning and salt. Add some water and cover to cook. But please note that you do not want to add too much water in your afang soup. And the reason is one of the vegetables used in cooking afang produces a lot of water. And afang soup should not be watery in any way. So add minimal, water in a way that once it's done cooking, the broth you have is not too much. Just in case you want to have some broth to keep for later use, ensure that you take out that excess broth before you add your vegetables. We're going to touch on that later on in the video. Cover and allow this to cook. You want to ensure that your goat meat or your proteins are properly cooked and really soft. You don't want to be battling protein when you're eating afang. Afang is a very premium soup. Now let me show you the rest of the ingredients that we'll be using for this soup. This is water leaf, and this is the leaf I mentioned that it produces a lot of water. This is what it looks like, and it's usually sold in bunches over here. Next ingredient is the afang leaf, also known as okazi. This is the main ingredient, gongo gongo. I mean, what is afang soup without afang leaf? This is how it's sold, already sliced, but we're going to be pounding this much later in the video. I also have periwinkles. You can use the deshelled or the shelled ones, any one that you prefer. I have some dried prawns as well. And then I have dried catfish. I love the flavor that catfish adds to afang soup. You can use any other fish that you prefer. Then for my pepper, I love to combine yellow and red. The combination of these two is really, really premium. You get flavor, you get heat. It's a perfect balance. You also need palm oil. I forgot to show you guys the crayfish powder, but we need crayfish powder for afang. You cannot cook afang soup with this leaf the way it is. It needs to be processed, it needs to be pounded. And today I'm using my mortar. Add your pepper into your afang. You can also add some crayfish if you want. And just go ahead to pound. You don't need to add any liquid. This process is a bit tedious. The fastest way to do it is use a food processor. Go ahead to add your afang soap and pepper into your food processor and process it away. If you want, you can add a tiny amount of water in your food processor. This is going to help release the moisture in the afang leaves, but you do not want to add too much at all. This process using a mortar is quite tedious, you guys. I'm not even going to lie. But I had to do this for the authenticity of this recipe. At this point, my arms were already screaming and the afang is ready to be used. Here's what the afang should look like when you're done pounding or processing. Can you see that it's not wet, it's dry, but then the leaf has released moisture, the pepper also released moisture. Next up is to cut your or to slice your water leaf and then just chop it into tiny bits the way you would vegetables when you're cooking soups. Something else to note, which many people do not tell you, is you have to get your proportion right. The proportion of the afang leaf to the water leaf is really important. The best proportion is 1 to 4. That means one portion of afang leaf to 4 portions or even 5 portions of water leaf. That's how you get the best. You don't want the afang leaf and the water leaf to be the same. Once all the ingredients are prepped, the rest of the cooking process is very easy. Once the proteins have boiled and you already have your desired or your preferred texture, go ahead to add in the pomo. There's something I forgot to mention earlier. I'm also going to be using Cameroon pepper, and that's because I love the local flavor that I get when I use Cameroon pepper and because I want a little more heat. Going with your dried prawns, combine together. Afterwards, you're going to add your palm oil and crayfish powder. If you notice, the broth in this pot is not a lot at all, and this is what I was referring to earlier. You don't want the broth to be a lot. So in case you add too much water, it's better you reduce the broth, and if need be, you can add more of the broth later than to have too much at the early stage and end up with a runny afang. If you haven't subscribed, kindly take 1 second to hit that subscribe button. It's the red button below and join the beautiful family. You can also turn on your notification bell so you get notified when I post new recipes. At this stage, you're going to taste if the seasoning, the salt, everything is good. Once you're satisfied with the taste that you're getting and the aroma is already all over your kitchen, go ahead to add in your water leaf. If you're wondering why I did not change my pot to a bigger pot, not to worry, all of this is going to wilt. After adding your water leaf, you're going to cover and leave to cook. Do this on medium to low heat. In about 3 to 5 minutes, you open up and can you see the amount of liquid that has come out from this water leaf? This is what I was talking about. So if you had too much broth or too much liquid initially, you're going to end up with a very runny afang soup. Trust me, you don't want to end up with a runny afang soup. That is not the authentic afang. I'm just combining everything together at this point so that, the leaf spreads around the pot and all of that. Now I'm going to add my smoked catfish. Remember, the smoked catfish has to be soaked in hot water and salt to take out the excess dirt and to soften the fish as well before using to cook. Then you go in with your periwinkles. Now you're going to add in your afang leaves. After adding the afang, you're going to combine everything together. At this point, I was almost considering changing my pot because it was really full, but I did not want to have to wash another pot. I knew I had to make this work, so I was gradually mixing it without rush in a very slow and steady manner. Once you've properly combined everything together, you're going to cover and leave this to cook for about 2 minutes. And that's because the afang leaf does not need a lot of time to cook. Our afang is almost ready. You just need one more little step, which is adding crayfish powder and palm oil at the end. These two are going to lock in all of the flavor in this afang soup. You do not want to miss the steps. Trust me, you guys, you don't want to miss it. Add your palm oil. It's just going to make everything marry and it's going to make real sense in your mouth. You know, when you eat the afang soup and you can feel the taste down your throat at the back of your tongue, that's when you know you have eaten real afang. After combining together, you're just going to leave this for about 1 to 2 minutes. Heat turned off and covered. Then you can go ahead to serve. If you watched up until this point, please type Afang soup in the comment section so I know you enjoyed this video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as well. Like this video so that YouTube recommends it to other people. And you also share this video to your friends, your families, so they can all see how to make delicious Afang soup. And I hope you get to try this recipe as well. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!